So I came across this platform called Handshake AI that claims to pay up to $75 per hour for remote part-time work training AI models. And supposedly you don't even need any AI experience. Now, whenever I see numbers like that, I get skeptical because in the online earning space, high hourly rates often come with big catches. But after digging into this one, I have to say this is actually different from many other platforms that I have come across. So let me show you what I found so you can find out if this is the right opportunity for you or not. In case you don't know, my name is Mikael, and if you are new here, then I test and review different ways to make money online so you don't have to waste your time on stuff that doesn't work. The platform we're going to talk about today caught my attention right away because Handshake is not some random unknown website. They are a major career platform used by millions of college students and universities across the US. They've supposedly already paid out over $100 million to more than 100,000 people through this AI program. So let me just reveal right away that yes, it is legit, and with online earning platforms and opportunities like this, there's almost always a but. There are some important things you need to know before you get too excited, because this is definitely not for everyone. So stick around and I'll break down exactly how it works, what you can realistically expect to earn, and whether it's actually worth your time. So let's start by going over the basic of what Handshake AI is. And on the website you can see it just says get paid to advance AI. But what does that actually mean? Well, it is a remote AI job platform focused on AI model training and evaluation. So what this means is that it's basically work where you help improve AI models, but they need a human in the loop. So they need human feedback, human input to improve these AI models. And they have many different roles you can apply for. They need many different types of help, and that's your opportunity. So that's when some people say that AI will take a lot of jobs or already have. That is of course true, and probably will be even more true in not the so distant future. But right now it has also given a lot of different earning opportunities, interesting earning opportunities online, and this is one of them. So let's take a closer look at what type of jobs you can find here. So the type of jobs you can find will of course vary because they have new positions being posted regularly or all the time, more or less. But you can see there are many different types of work. You can just go and see some of the trending opportunities here currently. You can also go and click who's hiring, and then you can see some of the companies that are using this platform. And there are some very well-known brands and companies. You can see, for example, Amazon, Tesla, Facebook, New York Times, Bloomberg there. You see some Bank of America, Deutsche Bank, Duolingo, and there's even some government agencies, it looks like, also. So there's a lot of famous or well-known brands, companies, governments that are using this platform. And you can see it's even software engineers, there's some science professionals, there's even improv actors, investment bankers, and you can also just click through and see all the current opportunities. You can even search here by the degree that is needed, and also search within the field. You can see all these different fields here. They sometimes have jobs within. So there are many different options here. And in the overview, you can also easily see the pay, and it says what is up to there. You can see this one is even up to $150 per hour. This is up to $75, up to $300 per hour. You can go through when you find something you think maybe is relevant for you. You can just click it and then get the full details. You can see all of them basically are remote work. It says everything you need to know here so you can find out if it is for you or not. Also the schedule, location, all these different things that you need to know. So it has many options, but let's talk about also who can join and how to apply so you can find out if it's even relevant for you. So one of the most important things to know here is who this is for. You can see they describe this in the FAQ section, but if you don't go that far and you just start looking through and get excited about the jobs, then maybe you will miss this. But let's just go into that then, because you can see current or graduated bachelor's, master's, or doctorate students. So you do need to have some kind of degree. So that's important to understand. It is open to US-based and Canada-based bachelor's, master's, and doctoral students, candidates, and recent graduates with valid work or training authorization. So that's also important to be aware of. So even though it's remote work, it's not possible to join if you do not have a permit to work or study in one of these countries, as you can see. So you do need to have the right visa, and that's important to be aware of. They also describe here which candidates and which visas they do not allow. I honestly do not know what these type of visas are, but if this is relevant for you, then I am sure that you will know what it means, so you can look into it. It also talks about here international students. So if you are, for example, an international student in the US, can you then join? It says here, depending on the visa type, you need to have the right visa and work authorization. So again, this is just something you need to be aware of. So that's also why I said at the beginning, this is not for everyone. They are quite particular with, first of all, the specific type of work. You need to have certain qualifications, and then there are also some requirements when it comes to your location and your visas, work permits, and all this. But let's also talk about how you can join and apply if you decide this is still relevant for you. So if you decide one of these options is for you, you would just need to go to either apply for one of the jobs or just sign up generally on the landing page. You can see here it's joinhandshake.com/AI. And that is step one. And keep in mind that as soon as you join, you need to verify your identity. They ask for your phone number as one of the very first steps. And I know some people don't feel comfortable about sharing the phone number. If you don't, then this is not the right opportunity for you, because right away when you join, that is the first thing they will ask you about. However, if you decide to share that, then it doesn't take that long to go through the application process or the initial application process. But of course, if you decide to apply for one of the jobs, then it's a whole process, like an interview process, application process. It is real jobs, as you can see, with quite high requirements. So that will, of course, take some time and patience. And you can choose to just sign up and apply. Generally, when you just sign up here, then you will be considered for future projects. But keep in mind that applications are reviewed regularly, and some people, they are matched with projects after maybe just a week after joining. For others, it might be a lot longer. I can't guarantee that you will ever find something, because again, that of course depends on your background. If they find a project that they match you with, then there is usually training you have to go through to prove that you can do it and to learn all about it. From what I have seen here, most projects are something between 5 and 20 hours per week. So it's not necessarily a full-time job. There will maybe once in a while also be options like that. But if you have the right qualifications, you can see that it can still give quite good earnings, because the hourly rate can be quite decent for most of the projects here. And when it comes to getting paid, then they pay out every Wednesday for the previous week's work through their own payment system. So you will get paid weekly, and that's of course also nice to know. So overall, I think Handshake AI can be an interesting platform if you have the right qualifications. This is the main thing you need to consider, because I like that it's flexible. I like that they have quite decent rate, or quite good rates in many cases, and that it is remote, and many of the jobs also seem interesting because it can help you to train AI. So if you're interested in that kind of work remotely, then it definitely has opportunities, but it can be very hard to qualify, and you need to keep that in mind. So just because you maybe qualify for the general requirements they have, then it doesn't mean that you will necessarily get hired or find a job right away. So you need to keep that in mind and do it with the right expectations. If you have decided to do it, or if you decide to do it now, I would also love to hear your experiences and your opinions about it. So please feel free to share that in the comments below. Overall, I would say if you decide to do this, then it can be good in the meantime to also apply for other AI training jobs. And I do have a list on my website of the best AI training job platforms that I have come across. Some of them are with small tasks you can get started with right away. Others are similar to this, where it's bigger jobs and projects, but they're different from this. So it will increase your chances of more opportunities. So I'll leave a link to that below so you can go and check that out. If what you're interested in is maybe not working for someone else, but finding a remote income where you can work on your own terms, start your own online business maybe even, then I also do have some information about my top recommended way to do that on my website. I'll also leave a link to that below. But no matter what, I hope this video helped you, and if it did, make sure to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.